Three, two, one. And welcome back to another FPL Banter show, guys. As of today, it's Wednesday when we're recording this, so you guys most likely see this Thursday morning, afternoon. So good afternoon to you guys. Yeah, man, the boys are back in town today. Before I welcome our guys on the side here, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the fixture ticker, just talking about what punts you can take, give you guys a bit of tips on maybe transfers, and then we'll go through captaincy. I think it's really Haaland versus Salah, but we'll look a bit of stats, so we'll make things a bit interesting. As much as we're not stats boys, I think we're mostly eye test guys, and then we'll go through our teams, including the Banter boys. And yeah, man. So, guys, how you been? How's your rest from not recording recently? Are you ready to go into Gameweek 11?
Baba should answer because he's at a longer rest. So.
Oh yeah. Konje, yeah. Koba calls in sick.
We haven't seen him for like almost a month. That's what it feels like. That's how long it feels like.
What's up, boys? I'm happy that you guys missed me. I'm good, bro. We are World Cup champions in rugby. Whoop whoop.
Yeah. No, we gotta mention that.
That's the highlight for me. You know, it's a sweet weekend. Obviously, Saturday evening, I was chuffed. I was a happy man. And then Sunday, the Red Devils did what they do best. They disappointed again. But besides that, I'm good.
Yeah,
those idiots. This way.
We all knew what was going to happen, to be honest. It's sad. But I think let's get into the show. We'll definitely touch into those boys. So yeah, man. So what we've done here, guys, is showing you from game week 11 to game week 14. And what we've done is we've organized the table from who has the best fixture in this game week. Totally don't agree with the top. I was mentioning to the guys at Sheffield, but I think the reason why Sheffield's at the top is because it's a home game. I think that, they probably might be able to defend, considering now that Pedro Neto is not around. We'll see how that affects Wang Hee-chan, which is a lot of other people are going through. But yeah, the big talking points here really honestly is City versus Bournemouth. We've got Liverpool versus Luton as well. And then Crystal Palace's fixtures also start to turn here, which is very nice. They've got Burnley, Everton, Luton, and then West Ham away. And then, we've got Arsenal playing Newcastle, which is a fixture which has got a lot of people considering whether or not they need their Newcastle assets or they good to keep. And then we've got another London derby with Chelsea versus Tottenham. I don't think there's much to point out about Man United. They're going against Fulham. That is honestly a 50-50 considering how Man United have been performing. So yeah, a lot of interesting fixtures. Matoma and Crew are going to be going up against Everton, considering how they faced Fulham. Do we think that's going to be a fixture that they can win? Guys, yeah, man, where's your thoughts here on where you think people can take a punt if they've got a free extra hit here, a free extra transfer? The guys are like, ooh, that's tough, eh?
No, busy looking at this list that they've drawn up. Obviously I agree with you with the Sheffield game. It's quite interesting.
No, sometimes I feel like whoever created this thing is smoking something. It's like
I totally agree with you.
Sheffield should not be up there. Like, no way now.
Give it a disclaimer. I'm like, it's so hard to ignore it because you start from the
There's no way. Like, I don't understand.
And you know what? They've also got injuries, and it's like, fine, take Neto out. But no matter, even though Sheffield is at home, I don't think they're gonna win. But then again, just to let you guys know, I've gotten this off of the Fantasy Football Hub website. You guys can check it out. They do have a free tier as well as some other paid tiers, but very great tools on there you guys can check out, which we'll be using throughout today's episode. So you can organize the fixture ticker accordingly to how you would like. And as I mentioned, how I ordered it today. But yeah, they've also got a very great AI tool that they've really been pushing this season, just to see how AI is doing. So, of course, I think, AI is behind this. I assume AI is behind this, generating this fixture ticker as well. But yeah, man, just based on Gameweek 11.
What I don't understand with this AI, okay, when you look at Sheffield's numbers, okay, specifically when I take it this past game week, where Nketiah, he did what I was hoping Haaland was going to do when United played them. It's a team that you get a lot of opportunities and you can punish them. Okay, Nketiah scored a hat trick, right? And if you look at their numbers throughout, out of all the teams, they concede the most opportunities, let alone the goals. But in terms of you being able to score against them, that's one team for a fact that they're not necessarily going to be difficult to score against. So it is very, very, very strange.
Yeah. But I mean,
look, okay. Besides the Sheffield, idiot thing there up there, right? Let's just reply. But
that's a bit blunt.
But looking at all the other fixtures, right? Look, yeah, okay. I agree with Man City. They're playing Bournemouth this weekend, so if you want to take a one, game week punt, then I think maybe, okay, you know what? I was gonna say maybe take a punt on one of the defenders.
What, Man City?
Yeah, and they're playing at home. They're playing at home. We all know when they play at home, they really kick ass. So I think, and Bournemouth, to be honest, they don't really have a good attacking.
No, not against
force.
Yeah,
they got like really Solanke and maybe Billing.
I actually think
pretty much score all their goals. So maybe getting a defender from Man City to give you that clean sheet. But if you want to take somebody from the attacking side of things from City, you can either go for besides Haaland, it's either Alvarez or wow.
Yeah, I think you can say Foden, Shane.
I
think like I agree with you, chaps. Definitely, first option would definitely be a Man City defender. I like the fact that John Stones came back this weekend. Okay, I guess he was playing against United, but the authority that he showed in that midfield was wow. Like it was, it's as if he's never been away. And if you're not looking necessarily for a defender, also Bernardo Silva played very well.
Very well, very
well. So I agree. Man City for me would be the team to take a punt, especially for the fact that now they've got those key players back, and I feel now like they're that team that once they get the rhythm going, it's very difficult to stop them.
I agree. As long as you're taking, like you guys have mentioned, names that are not rotation risk, but I think for me, it would be a player from Liverpool. Honestly, it's Luton. Yeah, it's Luton away. I would honestly just take a punt on a differential, really.
The problem with Liverpool is that the defenders are expensive.
Very pricey, yeah.
Well, Tsimikas is there.
Yeah, no. Probably by now everybody's got Tsimikas, right?
Yeah,
yeah, I know, but everybody who's active in the game obviously know what.
Yeah.
Let me go for Tsimikas, So, but other than that, if you don't have a Liverpool defender right now, yes, Tsimikas is your first option. But if you don't really have them and you want to capitalize on, obviously, maybe you want to go for two defenders with Salah, then who would be your second defender? Let's be honest. The other two real defenders that are always there, it's either Van Dijk or Trent.
Yeah,
The
Trent.
other central defender with Van Dijk is this. It's always a rotation.
I do think Konate is
either
locked.
Matip or Gomez or sometimes or Konate.
I think I know, but I think Konate is locked in now. Yeah, I think he's now. I think he's locked in. Before, probably like 2 weeks ago, yeah, it was Matip, but I think Konate is locked in now. Yeah, man, I think if we were to
at least with Konate is nice and cheap. He's below 5 million. So
yeah,
you can take a punt on it. But like I said, it's not worth it taking a hit for him. You know what I mean?
No.
But
so if you guys have got a free thing. I think sort of like a punt and also a tip. I think I would rather name this as a sleeper. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Johnstone from Crystal Palace. A lot of the community is going in for the defense. Anderson, Gahey, Mitchell's got an injury. But I think Sam Johnstone is actually a very good 4.5 goalkeeper that people are sleeping on. And yeah, fine, it's a bit more than Areola, but I'm just not understanding people's shift to Areola besides the price, because I just feel like West Ham concede too many chances, whether they're small, they're big. I just feel like because they concede too many chances, they're going to concede a goal. I mean, I wish I had the stats here of how many clean sheets there are, if I could pull it up on my phone. But I don't think they have a lot of clean sheets, to be honest. And because of that, I would lean towards, the Crystal Palace defense, as well as a punt and even just like a tip moving forward. I think that's where we actually have to move forward as
West Ham have only had one clean sheet this season.
Look at that.
In the league. In the league.
Now,
in the league. Only one.
To me, I would pay.
And that was against which team? That was against which team? Sheffield.
Oh, yeah, Sheffield, yeah.
Look at that. Sheffield.
Now, the so-called team at the top of the table.
Yeah, now if you ask me, I would pay an extra 0.2, 0.3 just to like sort of like, confirm that I'm going to get a clean sheet, I don't think that's that much to ask for a clean sheet. I feel like a lot of people have Areola, and I feel like they're not going to be getting those clean sheets that they want to, and they're going to get very frustrated. And Johnstone, I think, is a very good differential you guys can go for.
What I like about okay, I've got Johnston in my team, and I'm not just saying it because I got him, but
same.
What I've done, because I got the wild card, I chose Johnston. The reason being is because between Areola and him, they've got some sort of nice little bit of rotation that you can do with them. So in some instances where West Ham has got a slightly difficult game, you know that, all right, on the other side, what's his name? Johnston got a slightly easier team, especially in the next 3, 4, 5 game weeks. So you can always choose either of them. So, like for instance, if I have a look there, West Crystal Palace this weekend, they got Burnley, and then it's Everton, and then Luton, and then it's West Ham. They play each other. But if you look at West Ham, where is West Ham? West Ham is there. They got Brentford, which is not an easy fixture. And then it's Nottingham Forest, and then it's Burnley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Burnley away, Nottingham Forest at home.
Yeah, so even Nottingham Forest, is a little bit of a tricky one. They're not that bad, Nottingham Forest.
No, it is.
So
yeah,
they can cause that upset. So, I mean, if West Ham at home battled against Everton, who says they can't battle against Nottingham Forest, So, yeah. So for me, at least with Johnston and Areola picked together, you've got that little bit of freedom to sort of like rotate them, because with Johnston, in the next 3, 4 game weeks, he's got slightly easier fixtures that you can put him to. But I mean, yeah, let's be honest. Most people got Areola and Turner. I don't know how people, you know, chose Turner. But anyway, I'm assuming it's probably because he's nice and cheap. He was a 4.0 goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Well,
it's definitely
4.2 now.
the price.
Yeah,
I mean, it
but
comes in nice and cheap. You know, very flexible. I mean, he did have some nice fixtures, but now looking at the run going forward, it's going to be tough.
yeah. Even when they have a nice easy fixture, I mean, that fixture against Luton, everybody went in for Turner. They put them in as the number one keeper. And what happened? From 2-0 up, they drew 2-2. I mean, everybody was so sure that Forest was going to get a clean sheet on it, and just like
lapse of concentration.
Turner made a mistake in that game as well, and then everybody could see that Turner is not actually that good of a goalkeeper. So that's what actually turned me away from having Turner going forward. I would have chosen him simply just because he's cheaper,
and he's only had one clean sheet as well, so.
Exactly.
There's nothing really
special. And you're banking against the Luton clean sheets as well. So when that happens, you're kind of like, hey. And that's why I was like, I would rather pay a little bit more for a keeper who you believe like can definitely get a clean sheet here than, taking risks really for me, like, and really trying to save money. But then again, like, team value is rough for people this season. So, yeah,
I mean, looking at Johnston, or Crystal Palace, Johnston in particular, he's played every single game this season, and he's got 4 clean sheets. That's like literally 4 times.
Thank you. That alone should tell you about, Crystal Palace's defense and him,
Yeah, that's literally 4 times more than Areola.
Yeah.
Okay, one of them was against Sheffield United on the first day, but he got clean sheets against Man United, Nottingham Forest, and Fulham.
That's not too hard.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he did get against.
When he's meant to get clean sheets, he'll get the clean sheets, and that's what it's
exactly.
About.
Yeah, all the other teams you could say are like top 10 teams, which they didn't get a clean sheet from, so that's understandable. But other than that, all the teams that are sort of like lower level, below top 10, they got their clean sheets. So it just shows that with Crystal Palace, if they play a low-ranking team, then there's a high possibility or chance that they might get a clean sheet. So might as well take a chance on a defender from Crystal Palace.
Controversial topic. Speaking about clean sheets, must clean sheets and good defenses. Newcastle defense, they're playing Arsenal this game week. They're very low in this fixture ticker. And then the very next game week, they're playing Bournemouth, and then they've got a Chelsea home and a Man United home. Do you guys think people should be holding on to their defensive assets? And most people have Trippier according to the ownage percentage. Or do you think, you should be letting go? I mean, it's probably going to be a while until people can actually. And this was one of the things we spoke about in our previous show, is that there's a Trippier there at 7 million, but you can get a cash for 5 million who's still going to who has fixtures which are much better and where the team can get a clean sheet. So it's really about saving money. Do you guys think the community should be taking that save?
Yeah, for me, when you look at Trippier, I just think he's always going to be involved. Yes, he's pricey, but looking at how Newcastle have been playing, there's a lot that goes through him going forward, right? So obviously, if he's in your team and you've got another defender like your Burn, you have a higher chance in getting returns from him if he's already in your team. But if you're considering between who to transfer in, between obviously Trippier and cash, then obviously it goes without saying, go for the cheaper option, which is cash. Because I just still believe in terms of when you look at Newcastle going forward, everything is through that guy, Cash for me is a bit on and off. Yes, he does go forward, but he's very on and off. So I mean, you can say you've got cash, you're saving the bucks, but Trippier, is
To be honest, if
bang on the money, bro.
Estupiñán was fit, I would be more there. But then again, the question becomes of, well, as much as he's got good fixtures, can you guarantee a clean sheet? So I would still lean a bit more as well towards,
Yeah.
they
And
really,
like when you say like his fixtures, they're not that great. Well, the teams that he's playing against, they don't have that much. Well, their form isn't great. Chelsea's form is terrible. It's atrocious. United, it goes without saying. I mean,
yeah,
they're
but
changing centre backs every single game, so there's no consistency there as well. So, on paper, it's a tough fixture, but when you look at form-wise, I don't think it's tough at all for them.
yeah, look, in all honesty, looking at the Arsenal game, I believe they'll concede, right? So
Yeah.
there's no clean sheet there, right? Fine. Clean sheet against Bournemouth away, I believe. Okay, if they don't, it's real tough for Newcastle guys. Chelsea at home, clean sheet. Clean sheet. Chelsea can't score to save their lives, to be honest, against Newcastle. And you know what? The real truth is, it's going to be depend. And this is what makes that fixture tricky. Is that in the end of the day, Chelsea do have the players to turn up, and then it comes to whether or not Chelsea will turn up. If they do turn up, it's not a clean sheet, in my opinion. If they don't, based on their form right now, everybody says they won't. It's a clean sheet, right? Cool. Moving to Man United, I think very same thing as Chelsea. I think it depends on whether or not the guys are going to turn up. And so when you look at it in terms of totality now, the 4 games, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Man United, as much as they're at home, and yes, Newcastle strong at home, we still have to also remember these guys are playing midweek games. This game they just played against Wolves was a complete show of how tough it was coming from the Champions League and coming to have to come play away at Wolves as well, and having lost in the Champions League. You understand? I don't even think Newcastle was deserving of the goals that they scored in this previous game against Wolves. It's atrocious refereeing again. So you look at Chelsea, who's not playing, any games really, hardly playing any games during the week or something, unless it's the freaking Carabao Cup. And then Bournemouth as well, who's not playing, and that's at Bournemouth's place, which is like another thing. It's like Bournemouth isn't like your Sheffield. It isn't like your Luton. Those guys turn up, they'll give you a scratch. They're like Fulham sometimes. They're not weak, but they want to come up. They'll surprise you. Billing, Solanke, those guys will score. So that's what makes those fixtures basically they're just too unpredictable for people. I think. Look, if you already have Trippier, keep Trippier. If you have 2 Newcastle defense, I think, and I understand why you did, because you were trying to capitalize on the fixtures that have passed already. I think you have to get rid of one, and most likely Burn. Get rid of Burn, or get rid of Shaw, and just keep Trippier, and hope that he gets a contribution. 3 points for an assist and another 3 points for bonus.
Yeah, I think exactly what you've been saying, that this next fixture against Arsenal is, there's no clean sheet there. But back to what Gobo was saying, with Trippier, the thing is he's so involved in the attack. Like literally, you can probably say 60% of the attack always comes from the right, he's like literally always involved in the attack. So, and that's the nice part about him, is that he doesn't just give you that defensive options, in terms of getting clean sheets, but he always gives you that options that he can always get you an assist, or even maybe in a blue moon that goal. All right. But another added benefit to him is that he always somehow gets bonus points. Somehow he gets bonus points, even when you think he shouldn't. That you'll just manage to get a bonus point. So I think that's the nice thing about him. But looking at his current fixtures, I mean, the only real, hard fixture is probably the Arsenal fixture. I mean, after that, then it's Bournemouth, Chelsea, United, Everton, Spurs, okay, maybe. Yeah, they could concede there. It'll be a tough game. And then after that, it's Fulham, Luton, Nottingham Forest. And then come January the 1st, then they go up against Liverpool, and then City after that, and then Aston Villa. So literally, from now up until January the 1st, those 7, 8 games, 2 of them you can say will be tough games. They'll probably will concede in those games. But in the other games, they really, really have a good chance of getting a clean sheet, and which means they'll even have a better chance of scoring goals. And if they score goals, we all know that Trippier has a good involvement or has a high probability of being involved in those goals, which means more points for you as the owner of Trippier. So for me, if you've got him, keep him. He's a real asset. But if you don't have Trippier or you don't have a Newcastle defender, then, it's, if you've got the money, you can go get him. You can go get him. But 7 million is, or how much? Yeah, 7 million is a lot. It's a lot. I mean, what you could do is maybe just get Shaw or even Burn for that matter, and then maybe try to make sure that you do have a Cash or a Tsimikas or a Crystal Palace defender just to boost up your defenders as well. Because I know some other FPL managers probably still got Estupinan there lying around in the defenders, and Botman, So yeah, for me, if you already got him, keep him. If you don't, it's not end of the world. But just make sure that the rest of your defenders are capable of ensuring that you will get points in the next coming 3-4 game weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Chaps. Let's move on to captaincy. I think the big discussion we have this week is who to captain, Haaland versus Salah. A lot of the community have one or the other, and some have both. And whether you're in any of those parties, it's still a huge conundrum as to like who do we think we should be going with. Haaland is at home against Bournemouth, and Salah is away to Luton. Now, we've got a spider diagram here looking at it, and with Haaland in the blue and Mo Salah, it's very interesting because I think in terms of expected FPL points, they're at the same point, which is the very top. And then when it comes to expected goals, Haaland is above Salah. Considering, yes, fine, Salah has been also a bit more involved with play nowadays and getting assists. So you can see that on the opposite end there that he's more involved in assists. And then big chances, Haaland takes over Salah. Shots in the box, Haaland takes over Salah. And shots on target, Haaland takes over Salah. And shots overall, Haaland takes over Salah. And then it starts to show that Salah's more involved in play, considering that Salah has more touches. He has more final third passes, so he'll definitely have thingy. He has more through balls, more crosses, more chances created. So looking at their touch map as well, you do want that fox in the box at home. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, and so am I. I'm not going to lie to you. My captaincy is on Haaland. But what makes this a huge debate is captaining Salah is also another good way to get an edge over the community. And I think that's why a lot of people are still thinking about it. Is this also another game week that presents an opportunity to go against the church of Haaland, the crowd, the FPL community? What do you guys think?
Yeah, the only reason why, if you captain Salah, you obviously catch up in terms of rank is because Salah's less owned, But I think we've seen this past weekend what happened. We've seen what happened. I did say this weekend that Haaland would turn it up and kick ass. So look, Haaland's playing Bournemouth, Salah's playing Luton. Yeah, that is tough. That is one. I think this weekend, like literally the community will be 50-50 with regards to captaincy. I myself don't know who I'm going to choose this weekend. It's really tough. But look, I can't blame somebody for choosing one over the other. They're just such good options for this weekend, particularly. I don't know. Just said with Haaland, he's such a beast at home. And they're playing Bournemouth. They're playing Bournemouth. Salah's playing away at Luton. My thing is, if Salah was playing at home, then, but for me, Haaland is playing at home and it's Bournemouth. And we've seen what Luton has done to Spurs at their ground. I'm not saying Liverpool is like Spurs, but, top of the table team battled at that ground. Yes, yeah, there were 10 men. But somehow, I don't know, I just got this feeling that, Luton might just hold them off. Maybe maybe Liverpool will just get a penalty and win 1-0 or something, something lame like that, Whereas with Man City, since they're playing at home, they are beasts when they play at home. They're like unbelievable. They can thrash a team 5-0 there. So you don't put it past them. And Haaland can score a hat-trick. So right now, as it stands, I'm looking at Haaland. But Salah might just have one of those weekends, might just have one of these weekends, just to point out, when I see these things, these so-called heat maps, for me, looking at these things is like basically looking at that, KK, you should know this thing, that sonogram, when you see the 2D picture of the baby, when they do that scan, that black and white thing. I don't know what the hell is going on when I see that thing. There's the baby, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? They tell you like there's the genitals there. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? You see, it's a boy. I'm like, dude, all I can see, like when you switch on a brand new TV and you just see that black and white, white noise thing. That's all I see. I can't see football. So like, literally, when I see all that, I can't see anything. It doesn't really make a difference to me anyway. Like literally, all I can see is that with Salah, he like clearly, yes, you can see that he plays from the right. But it doesn't really say much. It doesn't really tell you that much. It's just that Haaland, as we all know, hardly does much. He just pretty much just walks around, and he's heavily active in the box. That's it. And clearly Salah, based off his positioning, that's why he would get more assists because he's from that side. So Haaland, no. Haaland is strictly just a goals guy type of guy. So So, but I think that with Liverpool, they're a little bit at a disadvantage at the moment because Luis Diaz is not that he's not available. He's just got that whole situation with his family being kidnapped and whatever. So it's literally, and now Gakpo's come back, so things have changed. So things are not the same. So but we'll touch base on that a little bit later. But yeah, I think captain choice, I think I'm leaning towards Haaland this weekend, but just slightly. I don't know, Koba, what do you say?
Yeah, well, look, I feel like that heat map is really it's misleading us, guys. I mean, you look at Haaland, he doesn't do much. He stays central. He sniffs out an opportunity. You know, like you said, chaps, he's more central. You know, Salah, he's in the midfield. He's out wide. He drops in. He fetches the ball. He gets in the assists. But honestly speaking, when we look at City before last weekend, when you look at that midfield without Rodri, we were all like, what's happening to Haaland? Should we sell him? Should we get rid of him? And then he showed us who he is. I mean, when you look at how he played, he didn't do anything. I just felt that United didn't understand what they needed to do because, like with City, you don't necessarily need to stop them from going wide. You know they're gonna go wide, and the ball will always come back. It'll always be cut in, and then you fail to ensure that within the goal mouth or the center of the field, you stack it up with a whole lot of bodies and players. Because that's how you play against City. You know, if you're going to let them go wide, make sure that when that ball comes in, there's someone ready waiting for it. So, looking at how they played, especially the confidence and the command that they had in that midfield. City is clear, you know, like I've been crying about their midfield, that their midfield hasn't been that great. You know, even looking at from the very first game they played against Burnley, you know, I still felt that Burnley had so many opportunities. This is that City was able to finish them off. But looking at how they played on Saturday, I mean, this is the City of last season. When you look at that midfield with John Stones, I did mention Bernardo Silva. So to be quite frankly honest, with Salah having his tail up and he's playing at home, it's tough. It's tough not to go for Salah, for Haaland. With Salah, on the other hand, you did mention it, he's playing Luton away. And Luton, they can defend, eh? You know, they might not score that many goals, but they definitely can defend. And I like how you also highlighted how they held off Spurs, you know, the team that's at the top. That it says a lot. And they're playing away, so it won't be that easy. Obviously, 100% be if you captain Salah and he does well, you will have an edge of your mini leagues. But it's if you watch that game, it's very very difficult to ignore. That team was confident. That midfield, especially, I've been questioning their midfield this whole season, to be quite frankly honest. With Gundogan leaving, I was very skeptical to see what's really going to happen with Mahrez. I was like, hey, what are these guys' options? Who's going to be feeding Salah and giving him ball? But looking at the game on Saturday, they've kind of got the right people in that midfield who are able to find the wingers. Even Doku, how he's also got that confidence to alienate the right back and be able to cut in and hit that baseline hard and find someone in the center. It's very tough. But I think, to be safe, City's playing at home. Haaland is the safer option. You can go Salah, but this guy, two goals and an assist, and he's playing at home, and he's got John Stones there, and he's got Rodri there, and he's got Bernardo Silva there in that midfield. Guys that are capable of finding him. He can be quiet for 70 minutes, 75 minutes, 80 minutes. He only needs 2, 3, 4 balls that are gonna find him. And I mean, even against United, he could have scored plenty more goals. Looking at that header of his as well, it's very tough. But I'm not necessarily blowing his horn. I'm just presenting how the team is playing. You look at Liverpool. Liverpool, what I like with them as well, there's no necessarily like a focal point. They don't necessarily play in a certain way. It's like a team. It's a collective thing. Everybody puts in a shift, and whoever's in a position to score will score. With having Salah as well, he's he's been on the money. You know, he will score, but I don't see Salah scoring a hat trick. You know, I don't see Salah scoring like in the spur of the moment. You know, I see the team collectively doing their job, and if Salah's on the score sheet, he's on the score sheets. You know, look at your Darwin Núñez as well. He's also putting his hand up. And for me, Salah is more of the team player where he'll probably get that assist on penalties. He'll take that pen and punish it. But when it comes to the armband, specifically this game week, I back the home team. I really do. I think that's all I want to say. I back the home team.
Nah. I mean, there you have it, guys. Straight from the experts, the Banter Boys. Yeah, so I think just before we go on to teams now and Banter Boys specifically, I think just to say, guys, it's honestly a split decision. I don't think any decision you take is wrong. Even if you captain Haaland and Salah gets points, it's unforeseen. You know, it's really split. It's just a matter of like luck, you know. So yeah, I think choose your poison, and yeah, man, you'll see. Otherwise,
but don't captain Haaland. Don't captain Haaland.
Haaland, not Haaland.
Yes.
Make sure.
Haaland, not Haaland.
Manchester City, not
Haaland.
United.
Haaland. Yes.
Right, the Banter Boys. I actually haven't seen. I think we're gonna have to hear about what's happening with the doggy. To be honest, I think Tottenham can get a clean sheet from there. I actually rate Tottenham's defense now after seeing them play and get a clean sheet against Fulham. Yeah, fine, it's Fulham. But they showed that the defenders can cover, like do good recovery runs. The keeper is on point. They got saves. We have one free transfer. So Shah, Saliba, those guys are like shaky. So if there was a transfer to be made, in all honesty, I think it's in defense. I think, the strikers, and I'm talking about midfield.
Oh, hold on.
No. Catch, we need to get rid of Enzo, bro.
Yes, please.
Let's get rid of Enzo. Get rid of Enzo.
No. Okay, fine.
We can worry about defenders like the next game.
Who do you want to get?
We can go 3-5-2. That's fine.
Okay.
We've got like 2 million in the bank.
So who's going to leave in the
must
defense?
go.
Who's going to leave in the defense?
No, we'll leave Shaw, Saliba, and
I'd leave Saliba.
Marcus, yeah.
I'd leave Saliba, Udogi, and Tsimikas. Leave Shaw first bench so that if Udogi doesn't play, then Shaw comes in. I think
whatever.
Yeah, I think Arsenal can get a clean sheet. I do think they can get a clean sheet. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying I think they're more likely than Newcastle. Considering Isak and considering Wilson doesn't play all the time, I feel like Arsenal can contain the strike force. But yeah, cool. Midfield, who are we getting? Let's see how much money in the bank do we have. Money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? I got money in the bank. We got 2 million in the bank, eh? But now Enzo's dropped it to 4.8.
Can we afford a young Bowen?
Yes, we can. No, we can't. We can't. We got 6.8, and Bowen is
7.4.
Wait, how much is Enzo?
4.8 now, bro.
It's dropped, yeah. It was at 5 more. Then slowly. Wemo.
That is bad.
Wemo 6.7.
I'm joking.
It's really tough this weekend, eh? For the next 2 games. I mean, literally, the only. Wow. Yeah, it's really difficult.
Would we go for a Gordon? I know they're playing Arsenal, but they okay. No. What about a Wang Hee-chan? They're playing Sheffield away, but their next fixtures are not so good. Yeah, it's very tough, eh?
Or young Douglas Luiz, and he gets another hat trick. What are the chances?
Well, you know what? You
What are
might
the
not be wrong because that position Enzo hold, in all honesty, is the enabler position. So it's the cheap midfielder position. Yes, we've got 2 million, but
Yeah.
we don't want to be spending the whole 2 million in the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
And Douglas Luiz is what, 5.6?
Yeah, so there's that, but you know what? I agree with Douglas Luiz, stuff like that. But I'm also just thinking like also really long term. Douglas Luiz.
But look at his fixtures, bro. He's got Nottingham Forest, he's got Fulham, and then he's got Spurs. We bench him on that game week. And then he's got Bournemouth. Okay, then after that it gets a bit tough. City, Arsenal, Brentford, okay. Sheffield United. So I mean, at least for the next 4 game weeks, besides the Spurs, and at 5.6 million, he'll get us more points than Enzo has in the whole 10 game weeks.
Yes, that is disappointing.
Yeah, just disappointing.
What do you guys think of Dominic Soboslai?
Yeah, but you can't afford it.
He's quite pricey.
7.1.
Nice pricing, bro.
Yeah.
And he's slowly picking up.
Look,
each game
I think yeah, removing Enzo seems like to be a problem in this team. Like
no, guys, he's not a problem. He needs to go. He needs to go.
No, I mean everybody that we want is too expensive.
Douglas Luiz, guys. Douglas Luiz. We cannot keep Enzo. We cannot.
Okay, so fine. Here's another option, which I'm not like wanting, but I'm just trying to lay options in terms of cheap midfielders, which community's been talking about. Yes, there's Douglas Luiz. Yes, there's Wang Hee-chan, and yes, there's also Cole Palmer.
No, Chelsea. Refrain from Chelsea players.
Wang Hee-chan only mostly for me because he's got a good game week. Look, they got good fixtures.
How much is Wang Hee-chan?
Wang Hee-chan is 5.4 or something like that.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me that 0.2 can I Wang Hee-chan or Douglas Luiz? 0.2.
No, it's 2 million that we've got.
No, I'm saying the difference between the two players.
Yeah.
The one is 5.6. Douglas Luiz is 5.4. But Douglas Luiz is 5.6. Wang Hee-chan is 5.4.
No, the difference is 5.5. Yeah.
5.5. That's 0.1 million. And then who's got the better fixtures between the two?
Bro. For me, it's Wang Hee-chan, bro.
Chaps?
Wang Hee-chan's got. He's got Sheffield now, right? And then the next game week, I'm sure we can bench him because he's playing Tottenham. And Saliba has got a better game, so does Shah, so we'll put those guys in. So we can bench him and have the other 4 midfielders and the 2 strikers.
But how many game weeks are you benching him for?
I would say in the next 4, only 2. In the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 2. If you're looking at 6 game weeks, because in the 6 game weeks, he's got Sheffield, Fulham, Burnley, and Nottingham Forest. And the nice thing is Wang Hee-chan.
Wang Hee-chan.
And he's
forget that. How's about this? Listen to this, right? We do 2 transfers. We take a hit. We get rid of Ederson. We bring in Johnston, right? And then we take out Enzo. We should then be able to afford Bowen.
Do we really want to take Edison out
When
now
he's got a
against
good
Bournemouth at
fixture.
home? I mean, we're
Yeah,
throwing
but
away
I mean,
points.
like, eventually we're going to get rid of him anyway because the fixtures after Bournemouth is what?
Look, Edison's still going to get
it's-
a clean sheet now and against
Yeah.
Chelsea. So
And
I would,
against Chelsea.
I
That's
agree with your thinking, right? You're trying to get money somewhere.
Hey, but the thing is, every time we think that City should get a clean sheet for a certain game, they don't. That's happened in the past. We've seen that, all right? Yes, I know Chelsea are bad, but come on.
Look, let's just look.
I mean, the guy is 5.5. The guy should have had at least 6 clean sheets by now, but I don't think he has.
So who do you want to get? Owen.
I said Edison to Johnston.
Yeah.
Then we change Enzo to Bowen.
For a hit. Do we really want Bowen that bad that we're willing to take a hit?
That's another thing. You know, as much as I've got Bowen in my team, considering the way West Ham has been playing, dog, or played, bro, it's kind of like Bowen.
Or we go for Zaboslai.
Let me just do this. Right. Okay, so we'll have 7.8. You know what I would do? Up. Okay. Look, Soboslai is a differential. Is a differential, and that's the only reason why, in all honesty, from my side, I've suggested him.
Can we afford him if we make that one transfer? We can't,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, we can. And we'll have 7 million in the bank.
But he's 7.1.
Yeah, we'll still afford him.
Well, then do it then. Take out Enzo, put Zoboslai. It's the only option at the moment.
Yeah, look. Okay, fine.
It's either that or we get a Brighton player. Another Brighton player.
No. Soboslai is playing Luton, I think, and a lot does also go through him, to be honest. Like, yes.
Okay, then yeah, go Zoboslai then.
The only reason why I'm agreeing with your Johnston one is because of what you said about Edison and the City defense. I do think Johnston, looking at it long term, fine. That's the only reason why I'll take a hit. And it just saves us more transfers in terms of looking forward. G?
Look, we do Zaboslai now, and then next week we can do Johnston.
G, I think you're on mute. I don't think we can't do Soboslai alone. We have to take out Edison in order to do Soboslai. That's why I'm saying I'll agree with you.
We have to. Oh, then.
Yeah.
In that case, then that changes everything. So, literally.
Yeah.
All the players that we want to replace Enzo, we need to take a hit.
Yeah.
You know?
One way or the
other.
No, I can hear you now, G.
So,
yeah, I agree, G. What do you think?
No, I'm happy. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Let's move on to my All right. Goal's just gone to charge. Yeah, the only change I've made on my team from last week is I've made one transfer, which is John Stone. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, apart from that, honestly, the team's the same. Captaincy is still on Haaland. Yeah, man. Chaps, thoughts?
So you only made one change, which is Johnston.
Yeah.
You took out Areola.
No. I had Sanchez.
Oh, how can we forget? How can we forget? You and your love for Chelsea players. Like, seriously, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe secretly you're a Chelsea fan. Maybe that's what you are.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Ooh, geez, man. You still have Botman. Yo.
Yeah, one thing at a time. You know, I think there was a guy on one of the, I think it was if Scout. He was saying that, like, look, even if you've got an injured player there and you've got other players you can field, and that's why I like a strong bench, a strong team, in fact. If you've got players you can put the players in. Yes, Botman's out now for longer than we think. He's not going to be returning anytime soon. So if I have a transfer which I'd like to burn, I'll literally burn it on him. But right now, I don't have a transfer I want to burn on him. I've already locked in some of my moves like I already did with Johnston today. Not today. This game week. Johnston was like a thing I'd planned a long time ago, you know. So yeah, next game week, I'm actually looking to roll over a transfer. So I'm not even going to waste it on Botman. You know, I've got two other good guys on the bench there that can come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, no, look, you've got a strong squad. You've got a strong squad. So there's not much really you can do. And looking at the fixtures coming up, yeah, there's not much you can really add to the squad. So it's pretty good. I mean, yeah, but it's just that, I had an option to actually get Bowen, but then I was like, I don't know. Just sometimes West Ham is not on it.
I'm very surprised you've got Saliba on the bench.
Well, I mean, look at
he was bigging him up just now when we were doing the Visa Boys, saying that Arsenal was going to get a clean sheet.
He's forever praising.
Yeah, guys, look at the defense. Are you going to put Saliba against Newcastle in front of Cash against Nottingham Forest, Akanji against Bournemouth at home, and Tsimikas against Luton away? No, who are you going to replace with there?
Who says Akanji is going to play?
That's a good question.
And that's why I've got Saliba on the bench first, because if Akanji plays, he's got a way better fixture than Saliba does. Again, who are you going to put ahead of who you gonna put there? Who are you gonna put in place of? How's Saliba gonna get into this?
He has cash in the bank.
Yeah, I've got 0.9.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, he's sitting soft.
Yeah, no, but look, for me, the only thing I see might being an issue is maybe Bowen. I don't know. For me, like, West Ham are a bit frustrating.
Akanji
it's
and
like
Bowen.
Looking at their fixtures now, they don't seem Bowen's fixtures. They just don't seem so. How can I say?
Appetizing anymore.
You know, you're not sure that they're really gonna do well. Yeah, they're not gonna do well in those games.
No, I
mean, the Everton game was the game where you thought, you know what, this is a game for Bowen. He's gonna do it.
And you know what?
But he did absolutely fuck all. Like nothing.
No, but guys,
he looked like a ghost in that game.
In his defense, I mean, if you look at West Ham, all their games, they haven't been playing well. But Bowen, for some odd reason, he always finds a way. He's that type of player. Like, even when things are not going for the team, he always finds a way. So that's the only reason why he's even there. I mean, I've got him on my team as well. He finds a way.
You know what? Before this Everton game, and this is the thing when a game goes the other way around. Before the Everton game, we were all like, "Ooh, Bowen. Ooh, should we get Bowen?" It was Bowen or I think Bowen or Diaby. That was like the thing.
Yeah.
Like Bowen or Diaby, and most people were like, "Ooh, I need Bowen. I want Bowen," because Diaby wasn't performing. And now this week, literally, if you were like, "Ooh, Bowen or Diaby," because Diaby had a good game week, everyone's like, "Ooh, I want Diaby," and everybody saw Bowen's fixtures. Everybody saw Diaby's fixtures. They looked at them and they looked at the players and they said, "Hey, Bowen's got better fixtures, better form, whatever." So this is what happens when a player has a bad game. Our mind completely changes. Like, "Oh, I don't think he's gonna do it." But look, Bowen comes and returns this game week, 13 points. Everybody's mind changes back to what it was.
Don't say our mind. We become emotional.
Yes, it's actually it's emotional.
Emotional.
It's okay. Players blank, guys, because at the end of the day, they cannot score FPL points every freaking game week, right? It's literally impossible. So like when he does blank, you kind of I mean, let's look at Haaland.
Salah's almost doing that, so
so he's gonna blank. You just need to say, okay, how many blanks are you willing to take before you realize that no, Singy right? You can't just because he blanked one game and then now already you're like looking for somebody else. You're not gonna win leagues like that. Not a chance. No, not a chance, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like Bowen's now got Brentford, which I'm like thinking, hell no. That's like, and they're playing away from home, and like Brentford has its days, but Brentford. Never know. But so I'm like, look, later on down the line, Gameweek 13, they got Burnley. I definitely want Bowen for that.
Poor Burnley. Poor Burnley. Burnley and Luton. And now Sheffield.
I swear, like every manager, every game week, they're like, always look for where the Luton and Sheffield and Burnley games are. They try to pick players who's going to play against those teams. They're like, make sure they got players that are playing those teams. So like, it is what it is. That's FPL for you. So
yeah, man. Come, let's go on to Koba's team. All right. See, I'm sure I've got this correct.
Yeah. The worst performing team.
Hey, it's what happens when you don't pitch up to practice, eh?
No, not at all. Classes, I just love it how, especially the previous game weeks, I scored 71 points. Certain individuals played their wild card. They got 80 points. And mind you, I took an 8-point drop. Okay? So I just love how you guys. Yeah, dude. I had 8-point hit, 71 points. Certain individuals played their wild cards, and they only what? They beat me by 9 points.
Certain individuals.
No, he knows himself. So there is the saying that says, "Smooth seas don't make skillful sailors." Okay, so for me, when I look at this team, it's come from a very, very dark place, and to where it is now. I'm happy with it. Obviously, there's still a lot that needs to be changed. I haven't made any transfers this season. I'd much rather roll it over for the next game week, and then just see how these guys are going to be performing. So this is my team, Jensen. Obviously, I was definitely
but I really think we got to do something about Gabriel. Gabriel really disappointed me. Like seriously,
nah. Look,
this whole that Gabriel versus Arteta thing now. It's really starting to.
I hear you. Rotation, bro. You cannot. One thing. Sorry, Kat. Like one thing that Arteta is making sure he doesn't make the mistake he made last season. You see, last season he was not rotating his team. Okay, even when they weren't playing well. You cannot play the same 11 week in, week out, even during midweek. You can't do that, purely for the fact that you need to have that competition, healthy competition. We normally say he's resting players, but meanwhile, you're trying to show everyone that, look, you're not irreplaceable, So for me, that was purely why he did that. Because with him in the team, you can see the difference. You can feel the difference.
Yeah, but my thing is, right, between him and Saliba, who has had more rotation?
It's definitely him.
Gabriel.
No, it's definitely
Gabriel
him.
has probably missed about like almost 4 games now, I think, or 3 this season. 3. Saliba hasn't missed a game, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he hasn't.
He's literally played all the games.
Yeah, no, but
I don't know about the Champions League game. I don't know about the last Champions League game if he played in that one, but he's literally played all the games. And who's the most important defender in that team?
Saliba.
It's Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba.
Saliba.
Clearly, after what happened last season, you would think Arteta would have learned his lesson. If there was ever a game to rest Saliba, it was that one.
Yeah, but Saliba didn't play the international break one. And Gabriel, he's in terms of what they call overload. He had played in the international break. So Saliba had a break, you know.
Yeah, but he played in the Champions League game, right?
Yeah, I played in the Champions League break, but that's after a break.
Yeah, he had a break.
Yeah,
but he played the weekend. No, but he played the weekend before, played Champions League game, and then now he played again on the weekend. So there's 3 games in a row.
Again, that's after a break.
Yeah, break. He's definitely managing the squad load.
Managing the squad, Chef.
He has to manage the squad. Because last season he was terrible at that. He didn't do that at all. At all.
All I'm saying is that he's... So what? Gabriel went to go play for Brazil.
Yeah, Gabriel went to play for Brazil, scored his first goal.
Yeah, he jammed.
Yeah, no wonder they lost. Jeez. Gabriel.
They lost because of Miro.
But anyway, I don't know. For me, I think Gabriel is not a safe option anymore. I seriously thought I picked him, but like it's becoming a problem.
No. Look,
if that's what Arteta's going to do this season, then seriously.
But guys, I told you this. Even even Odegaard was benched. And I told you
that's Odegaard. I mean,
no.
Odegaard.
In the beginning of
that's fine. That's fine because it was Sheffield.
No ways. You're crazy.
It's understandable.
I can rewind the tape.
Odegaard.
There was also a concern in terms of he had a niggle. I also saw something that there was a young concern.
Got a niggle. Saka.
Yeah, but Odegaard never got a break.
Who was it? It was Saka.
Wait, hold on. The 2
players I told you.
Based on your words, Odegaard never got a break. Odegaard never got a break. He played for Norway.
Odegaard never got a break. Never got a break.
So?
Yeah, but the only reason why he benched him is because he's got a niggle. I know for a fact he wasn't going to bench him for the sake of it. He's a captain, bro.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro.
You don't just bench your captain.
Hey, this is Arteta. I know my coach.
Only United can make such
blunders. The only players he will not bench, if they're available, is Saka and Saliba. I'm telling you this again. I'm saying 20,000 times. Saka and Saliba. Everybody else in that squad, you're taking a risk. And when you see me with Zinchenko...
Wait, what did you say? Everybody in the squad, we take a risk.
Yeah, everybody in the squad, you take a goal, except for Ben White, another person who's locked in. Everybody else in the squad.
So Saliba is locked.
That's what he said.
Saliba, Saka, and White. Locked. Everybody else, you taking a risk.
That right there is taking a risk. If Arteta's thinking like that, the same thing's going to happen what happened last season. Saliba will get injured, right? And
I'm not saying he's going to play all the time. Like, again, I'm saying right now, they're playing against West Ham. We're recording this on the night of Wednesday night, right? Saliba is not playing. So he's benched him. He's given him a rest. I'm saying in the Premier League, the guys that are locked are 3 guys. Everybody else, you're taking a risk. So
time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. But I've been right so far. So look, let's move on to Chaps' team. Gobs, I think your team is good, dog. You're right. You can roll a transfer, man, and have an extra transfer. I think you covered, bro. I'm sure you'll make your captain decision near the end.
Nah, it's definitely...
Chaps. Chaps.
The wild card team.
The wild card team.
This is what it looks like in game week 9.
Have you made any changes?
Yes.
No.
You change. Johnson. You always have Johnson.
No, I brought him in for the wild card.
Yeah, the whole team's the change. Yeah.
Wild card, eh? Don't play.
This guy's got Palmer, but he didn't want us to have Palmer.
No, I said no Palmer.
Yeah, for the bench boys. Don't need Palmer.
Okay.
So yeah. So this is it.
So are you gonna still flip flop and decide on the final day about captaincy?
Yeah, probably. It depends what I hear in terms of team news or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah,
I still have to think it over based on a whole lot of things.
I can see the only thing for me is your bench isn't really the best of options. If Gabriel blanks again, so I see why you're crying. But again, bro, you chose him for a cheap option. So I still think you made a good option, bro. Like he's gonna be playing. You don't have to worry. He's gonna be playing.
I'm surprised that you've kept Areola.
Yeah, no, like I said, sometimes when Johnston doesn't have a good game, I can always bring in Areola. That's when Areola might have an easier game. So I'll swap them around. So that's the plan.
Definitely keepers you've gone for budget. You've saved quite a bit of bucks there. Good move.
Yeah, I did.
Very good move.
So I've got some money in the bank. So
how much you got?
I can always add here and there. So yeah.
How much you got?
0.9.
That's good. Gee, how much you got?
0.
No.
Yeah, to bring in Salah, you can't have money in the bank, bro. Unless you wildcard him. It's a tough ask. You can't have money.
That's the real reason why you had the 8-point hit.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why I had money in the bank. You see, you guys the whole time you're saying, what are you going to use that money for? What are you going to use that money for? I use that money to bring Salah. That's what I use it for. And he's there. And you see with Chaps right now, what I just said as well with his 2 keepers as well. That's where he got his money from, which is a freaking good move, guys. To other managers out there, it's there. You can't hate having money in the bank, right? You have options. But anyway, this is Chaps' team, so mine.
No, if you guys had paid attention to my warnings about team value, you would be able to have Salah in the team and have money in the bank without also taking a wild card. Just saying. But this is not my team. This is Chap's team. Dogs, just your bench for me. Just your bench. Other than that, I think you're good. I think Gabriel will everybody on your squad will play, bro. I don't think you have to worry. In terms of performance, I'm worried about Brighton, to be honest. I think Everton plays well, and when they raise their game, they can take it to another team, On top of that, they're playing at Everton, so I think it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Brighton. Looking at the players they have, it's like there's no real options. The game over the weekend, who did they play?
They play.
Who did they play against? Fulham.
Yeah, they played Fulham.
No, the truth is they're not able to. They're not able
at
to.
Home.
Yeah, the truth is they're not able to. They're struggling with the rotation and the midweek fixtures. They
don't have the depth. It's the same thing I'm fearing for Newcastle. The load on these players with midweek, and if you don't have squad depth, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And we're really going to start seeing it, from game week 12, 13. After game week 18, then we'll see that these teams will be struggling. Because it's not easy. Not easy.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's now, you have second thoughts about Mitoma, and because he's the only option you can have from Brighton.
No,
he's the only option.
The words of the great Manny in the bank man said, "Don't get emotional."
Amen.
Mitoma is the best.
No. But the great man himself said you should start thinking about replacing a guy when they start, not returning after a couple
Yeah,
of
no,
games.
definitely.
Yeah,
That's where the numbers. You need to put the numbers on the table after that because
but Bitoma I've had for like I don't know the longest time probably. Literally, even after a while.
I think you actually had him from the beginning. Yeah, I remember you had him from the beginning.
Yeah, so I think it's probably like 3 game weeks now that he hasn't returned.
You should get Mbuemo, my man. What did I tell you about Mbuemo?
But Mbuemo's got tough fixtures after.
Man, don't give me that Mbuemo crap.
Yeah,
so please, man.
Nah, it's chill, bro.
Yeah.
Your team is fine, bro.
No, your team is good.
Yeah, I don't think you also have to make a transfer as well. In fact, you shouldn't, considering that you took a wild card. You should have planned to.
Yeah, I don't think I should. But for what I'm planning ahead, I'm thinking maybe I should make just like a 1 week punt type of hit. Yeah. But I don't know.
But what's quite weird? When I look at all our teams, oh sorry, for who?
No. I was like, I don't know. Maybe take out Gabriel and bring in who you call Walker, or I don't know.
Leave Gabriel.
I don't know. Maybe take out Palmer or bring in somebody. But
roll a transfer.
Yeah.
Roll for this game.
Roll a transfer, and then you can take that money in the bank. You'll need it. Something will change. Something, whatever. Transfer. G, what were you saying about our teams?
No, I was saying if you look at our teams and you look at like teams throughout the whole like FPL, they're all so similar in terms of players in the midfield. Like the front three, we've all got Haaland, Alvarez, Watkins. It's going to be very, very difficult to move from like where you are up ranks. So it's going to be interesting to see from game week 18, 20. When those double game weeks come into play, because I think that's when really a lot of managers will make moves. Because right now, like all our teams are so similar, it's quite frightening, actually.
But this is also why that captaincy, conversation was such a huge thing. Is because even in this past week, there was so many great captaincy options. Besides Haaland and Salah, and that's going to be the difference right now when the teams are all the same. And I decided to go with the safer option. I said, listen, the only person I know who's returning here is Salah. Based on how City have been, and I don't know if Man United's going to turn up, I went with Salah. And, Haaland was won that game week, So the same with this game week. I'm going again with what I believe is the safer option. And Haaland will have a goal. 100% Haaland will have a goal. But that doesn't mean Salah's not going to score. Salah can come in and score too. And that's where people are going to start gaining and gaining and gaining. So our captaincies, as much as we don't know, and that's why we talk about safe or whatever, it's actually the best way to really gain on a person. And the risk is, I guess, in the end, if it's the wrong decision, then yeah, man, you could really lose. Even the safe option, which I'm taking, which is Haaland again, which was Salah last week, I could still lose. So it's a captaincy, guys. It's the captaincy. Look, speaking about tables and gaining, somebody needs to gain. I'll start from the bottom. Sorry, hold on. Kobo, where are you?
I'm somewhere.
I can't see. I just wanted to be fair. I don't want to not do this slide.
So you know what? What we need to inform the viewers is that this is KK's first game week where he's been above me. So it's well and fitting that he's going to make it a point that he's finally been able to be above me, which is okay. It's all right.
I'm sure above you last week.
No, well, besides last week.
Whatever, Koba.
Because that's where my debacle became. It was last week and I slipped. You know, this game week was like,
the week after. In the week after.
What we need to look at is we need to look at game week points.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should be worried about. You got 73 points, I got 71. And I got an 8-point hit.
Look, if we're gonna
Chaps hit a wild card. He got 80 points. So that's what I'm gonna say.
79.
Oh, 79. Yeah, listen to that. Even worse. With his wild card. So really, guys, come on.
It's not a must that when you get a wild card, you must hit 100 points. There's no such thing.
No one said you must get 100 points, but it needs to be clear that you hit a wild card.
What difference does it make? What difference does it make? As long as at the end of the day, I'm above the average.
We don't even know you hit a wild card. We were just like,
I
okay.
didn't know. I forgot. I was like,
we discussed this last time that I'll do the wild card.
I forgot. I didn't forgot, bro. You know
where's the impact?
You know, number 1 and number 2, when they did their wild card, you saw it, eh? You know.
Yeah, it was evident. You saw that arrow. You saw that arrow, eh?
That arrow.
That like
Hey, hey.
What arrow? I've been in the top 3 since like forever. I don't know about you guys, but like, hey,
Top 3.
like some people, they're like this. They always this. Every now and again, one of you always goes below 10. Me, I've been
once upon a time,
80, always up there. You always see my name at the top.
Once upon a time, I was in the top 3, but that's not the conversation right now. For me, it's not about being in the top 3 in game week 9 or game week 10. It's not.
The words of the great man. Listen.
Yes, it's about winning the league, bro. You know, and if it means
from the guy who's 12th,
if it means from 12, I'm gonna win the league. Everyone is gonna be like, "Hey, it's a cool FC. Hey, it's a strong team, that man." From the 12th position, and that's why I want to make sure that everybody knows that right now I'm 12th. Yes, I'm 12th, and I've got no problem about it.
Stay there then. Stay there then for as long as possible.
I'm 12th. It's okay.
Look, without moving on quickly, just shout out to number the wine mouth. Number 2, he's been really maintaining it. Chaps, shout outs as well. Tabo's questionable. Tabo's questionable. I don't think he'll be there for long. His team does look strong, by the way, honestly. Way better than he's making good decisions. FPL Banter is performing well. So our changes are making a difference. Then Zella Brothers. Kanyiso's right behind there, trying to catch up to the Mufukeng brothers. So, we'll see. Some new entries. T, he's coming in, got the highest points of the game week, so that's pretty good. Probably hit a wild card as well. You see, I think that's what happens when you...
No, he didn't.
You know?
He didn't.
Oh, you checked.
I had to make sure that we don't step on his toes.
Even worse that he didn't hit a wild.
No, let me tell you something funny about this guy. This guy, he's one of those guys who hasn't made a transfer in like weeks, and just out of the blue, his team just got like mad points. I mean, really? I think he's still got people like Wan-Bissaka in his team, and
he does. You're right.
Speaking Rodrigo and it's just one of those anomalies that happens that you like before the game and pick like this team would have been good. Yeah, this team would have been good in game week 1. It would have been good in game week 1, but now all of a sudden the exact same players are basically performing again. That's why he's got a high score. So it's just one of those weird ones whereby every now and again these players perform. So,
but that just shows you how one game week can just change everything.
Yeah, true. That's why I say, like, if you less than 100 points away, dog, your ass is close. You're not far, bro. You're not far. You're really not. Guys, let's say our final words to everybody. I'll just say good luck. Make sure you make the right captain decision. Don't know what that is, but guys, honestly, good luck with the game week. There is no wrong captain decision. It's nothing but luck. You can look at all the stats. You can see what they're like, as we showed you earlier on. it is what it is. Yeah, take your punts as well, and honestly, just hope for the best, guys.
Yeah, I think it's game week 11. So really, there's no need for you to panic. But when it comes to being competitive, numbers don't lie. Don't be emotional. But if players are not delivering, there's no need to keep them. Let them go and enjoy, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Captain Haaland this week.
Says the wild card man.
Yeah, but yes, wild card is over now. It's over. So yeah,
it's in motion.
Yeah, it's just sticking to the plan, guys. It was, is, always will be the plan. So I'm just sticking to it. So yeah, that's it. That's it for now. So yeah,
Cool.
just have faith in your team.
Cool, man.
We'll do the things for you.
We'll check you guys next week, man. Peace.